Chris Cuomo plays race card against Republicans, gets lit up on TV. By Carmen Sabia, Politics U.S. News for MadWorldNews.com. CNN anchor Chris Cuomo took on the Republican victor of the Virginia state primary on Wednesday during his primetime program. And it did not take long for the interview to devolve into a battle. The Senate candidate, Corey Stewart, was on hand to discuss his campaign to defeat Hillary Clinton's former running mate, Tim Kaine, for the Virginia Senate seat. But Cuomo had other ideas. Why doesn't this surprise us? After Cuomo began his introduction of Stewart by painting him as a racist, the CNN host mentioned a tweet from President Donald Trump in which the president congratulated him on his victory. Congratulations to Corey Stewart for his great victory for senator from Virginia. Now he runs against a total stiff, Tim Kaine, who is weak on crime and borders and wants to raise your taxes through the roof. Don't underestimate Corey. A major chance of winning, the president wrote in a tweet. And you know that infuriates them to the high heavens. You know that. Cuomo was combative with Stewart. Surprise, surprise, from the start of the interview. But things got truly heated when the host started to use guilt by association to paint the Republican Senate candidate as a racist. You seem to be cottoning to a very specific brand of humanity, he said. You have a well-pronounced past of saying that you agree with and that you like people who push ugly, bigoted, intolerant, and racist notions. Hey, that's the level of a lie that's just not true, Chris. Even for CNN, Stewart fired back. That's not the case at all. I have always condemned, including on your program, any white supremacist or bigot, Stewart said. We want nothing to do with that. Not in this day and age, I would add. That since Obama instilled this into the people, you know, this was long gone. This was never heard of for decades till Obama. That's the only thing you and the left have. Absolutely great comeback. You claim you play the race card every time because it's the only thing you have. Beautiful comeback. Love it. Love it. Absolutely correct right there. Let's take a quick listen.
Defending Confederate symbols, cottoning to some people with ugly ideas, none of that kept Corey Stewart from getting the endorsement of the President of the United States.
You see what I'm saying? Who's paying Cuomo? You know people don't watch this idiot. So who? Soros, probably. You see what I'm saying? Who's funding this piece of crap that's spewing this garbage on national television? You see what I'm saying? Cottoning? Listen to this and the endorsement of the president. So he gets two shots in one?
Defending Confederate symbols, cottoning to some people with ugly ideas, none of that.
Shouldn't they hold him as using racist terminology? Cottoning? What? He's a nut job.
Kept Corey Stewart from getting the endorsement of the President of the United States and more votes than the rest of the GOP field in the primary for the Virginia U.S. Senate seat. No small feat. Stewart, who served as the state director.
And that must infuriate you to the high heavens, Chrissy boy. Anyway, let's...
Donald Trump's campaign for part of 2016 seems to be part of a new movement within the GOP. So,
you think?
What exactly does he represent and whom does he represent? A lot of people are talking about him tonight.
Americans, black, white, Hispanic, Asian, legal American citizens. That's who he represents, Cuomo, and that's what's burning your butt because he could never win that astounding win. Like you said, I'm not familiar with the numbers, but like he said, it couldn't have happened unless the other side, they don't see it the way you see it.
Test him directly. Republican Virginia Senate candidate Corey Stewart. Welcome to Prime
Look
Time.
at his hatred.
Hey, thanks, Chris. Thanks for having me on your show again.
All right, so let's put up the president's tweet here about you. Congratulations to Corey Stewart for his great victory for senator from Virginia. Now he runs against a total stiff, Tim Kaine, weak on crime and borders, wants to raise your taxes through the roof. Don't underestimate Corey, a major chance of winning. Why do you believe you won the primary?
Well, I won the primary because I'm a strong supporter of President Trump. He's a very strong, he's got a great, a story to tell, improving the economy, the lowest unemployment rate.
Look at Chris Cuomo's face. You know, I think he gets paid extra. I think he gets paid extra for attacking really hard, you know?
A rate since the early 1970s, and now a big success in the foreign policy front as we remove the nuclear threat from North Korea.
Look at his face.
Something we've been living under for several years now. So my strong support for President Trump, and plus the fact that Republicans are looking for a fighter, somebody who's going to kick the teeth out of Tim Kaine.
And it's what kind of fight you're going to fight, right? Let's play a little bit of the message you had for the masses.
Yeah, let's play it.
Or it can choose the past with everything we know that has failed, and that's Hillary Clinton's running mate, Tim Kaine. That might just happen, by the way. And Timmy, too.
Lock up Tim Kaine. You're a lawyer. Do you really believe that Tim Kaine should be in jail? Or is that just a Trumpish joke?
I'll tell you something. I really do believe that Tim Kaine has been at the center of all this stuff that you're seeing with regard to the FBI. You know, the whole problem is out of the FBI spying by a federal agency on a presidential campaign.
No proof is fine. Continue.
There's no proof.
No proof. No proof because there's all this, holding back information. There would be a lot of proof if the information was allowed to be put out without redactions.
We're not in a court of law here, are we?
Well, that doesn't mean the truth doesn't apply, my brother. Try to stick to it on this show.
It started
Did you hear him try to stick to the truth during this show? Like, did you hear that?
Democrats in the Commonwealth of Virginia, and Tim Kaine is right at the center of this. I would not be surprised if there's an investigation of Tim Kaine before the year is out.
You wouldn't be surprised, but you have no reason to believe it. What I'm asking you is, what are you selling there? Tim Kaine should go to jail. They're spying when you have no proof. Are you selling people on things that aren't true but will make them angry? Is that your vibe?
I mean, what do you think? That Virginians are just a bunch of naive people that, will believe anything? Look, at the end of the day, here's the question that people have to ask themselves. What has Tim Kaine accomplished in his 6 years in the United States Senate? Tim Kaine can't point to a single accomplishment in the United States Senate for Virginia or Virginians. The only thing that Tim Kaine has done over the past 6 years is run for vice president, and he didn't even do a very good job at that.
All right, now look, that's a fair political argument, and he'll have to answer for it. It's different than saying the guy should be in jail and making up, rumors about there being spying. One is factual.
So should his son. His son was into the Antifa group. So what do you need here? You need more of an explanation who Tim Kaine is? One
is just an ugly feeling. Now Kaine can defend himself. Here's what he has said about you, by the way. He called you a cruder.
You notice, here's what he said about you, and the guy started laughing. Yeah, because who cares what Tim Kaine says about you? Really? Anyway, Cuomo continued to batter the candidate. Asking him if it was true that he was spotted standing in front of a Confederate flag, as if it was some type of crime. The charge got under Stewart's skin, and he immediately came back at the host, guns a-blazing. You want to condemn everything. You want to condemn Southern heritage. You want to condemn everything, Stewart said, accusing Cuomo of changing the topic. Stewart said that it was not racist and white supremacists that help him win. It was, according to him, because of the support of President Donald Trump. I won the primary because I'm a strong supporter of President Trump. He's improving the economy, the lowest unemployment rate since the early 70s, and now a big success in foreign policy front as we remove the nuclear threat from North Korea, Stewart said. That's why Trump may have won then, but I'm talking about you. This is what Cuomo says. You seem to be cottoning to a very specific brand of humanity. You have a well-pronounced past by saying that you agree with and that you like people who push ugly, bigoted, intolerant, and racist notions, Cuomo shot back. You know, this is such a joke, Stewart said. You know what, CNN ought to fire you. Wow, you are so far above what is honest, unbelievable. Stewart even said that Cuomo's father, the late former New York Governor Mario Cuomo, who is also the father of current New York Governor Andrew Cuomo, was an anti-Semite. Wow, oh, this guy is good. The battle continued on until Cuomo had enough of the back and forth, declared the interview done, as Stewart would not fall into his trap. If this is the liberal media and the Democrats' strategy for the midterms to accuse everyone who is running in a pro-Trump Republican, as a pro-Trump Republican, of being a racist, then it is likely that the results of the election will be the same as the 2016 presidential elections. Americans have had it with the race card and with being told that they are bigots because they don't support Democrat policies. It is a failed strategy, and there is no reason to think it will work now. But this guy is absolutely amazing. You know, it's a 20-minute video. I think I'll put it up separately without me interrupting. I think it's going to be an excellent interview from what I gather. And you see, the loser Cuomo is done for. And he came right out and said these things. Very good. Because you know why? Because he couldn't have won if it wasn't for blacks and Hispanics and Asians voting for him other than white. You get what I'm saying? He couldn't have won. And this is freaking Cuomo out because the message is America first. America first. We're done with giving everybody our money for nothing, and we suffer over here. And that's what the people of America are sick and tired of. And that's why this guy won. But he's a heavy hitter. I like this guy. I didn't even know about this guy. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. And again, thank you so much for watching.